Remember when I said that there weren't any physical copies of Roger Corman's Fantastic Four? I would like to point out that this movie never had a DVD nor VHS release. Well, I was partially correct. While the movie wasn't officially released by New Horizon Pictures, there were many bootleg copies of the movie being sold in many comic book conventions worldwide. Now, I've never been to a comic book convention, or any other convention for that matter, so let's just say that this bit of information slipped under my radar. But when I was doing a little bit more research on the movie, I stumbled across another superhero movie that also has its fair share of bootlegs. I am of course talking about 1997's Justice League of America. Justice League of America was a made-for-TV movie that was intended to be a pilot for a future television series. Needless to say, the pilot was unsuccessful due to very poor ratings and very negative responses. Not only were major comic book fans upset, but one of the original comic book writers, Mark Waid, called this movie a waste of 80 minutes of his life. But if you think that's bad, it gets even worse. While the movie has the word America in its title, the movie wasn't even shown in the United States. It premiered in a select number of countries, including Puerto Rico, Brazil, Thailand, Germany, and many others. But the only surviving copy of the movie I can find online is from a VHS rip of the UK showing. Thanks, Britain, I guess. There's also an abridged copy of this movie, but seeing that I'm a glutton for punishment, we're gonna take a look at the full-length movie anyway. Alright, so the movie opens with the Justice League giving several candid interviews to some random guy off screen. Okay, I'm only a few minutes in and I've already got problems. First off, who is interviewing the Justice League? Is it a news reporter? Is it a reality TV show host? Who knows? It's never explained throughout the whole movie, so your guess is as good as mine. Also, why are the Justice League agreeing to be interviewed by a total stranger? Aren't they supposed to be very secretive about their identities? It would have been one thing if they were wearing their costumes during the interviews, but they're allowing the interviewer to use their likeness and their full name. Yeah, that's a good way for supervillains to find out who you are. Anyway, we see a tornado attacking the fictional town of New Metro as the Justice League step in to save the day. But instead of seeing Batman, Superman, or Wonder Woman in action, we get the best superheroes that DC's table scraps have to offer. This lineup includes Green Lantern, whose only superpower is to make you wish Ryan Reynolds was in this role, Fire, who looks like a Dollar Tree version of Poison Ivy, the Atom, who looks like he's wearing a terrible Bible Man cosplay, and the Flash, who, despite being the most powerful meta-human in the DC universe, whines about how he can't get a job.
And Ray here is oozing with brains, he could probably do whatever he wanted. And you got the gift of gab. Man, you can sell ice to Eskimos. But me, what are my special skills?
Oh, cry me a river! You have the power to move faster than the speed of light and change the timeline on any given day. Don't you realize how useful that power could be? Seriously, imagine if this guy delivered pizzas. He could put Spider-Man to shame. So the Flash uses his not-so-special skills to stop a tornado from destroying the city through the power of Superman 2 logic. We find out that the cause of the tornado was generated by the main villain of the movie, the Weatherman. Seriously, what's with low-budget superhero movies and making up supervillains who are similar to other supervillains in the comics? Just use Weather Wizard for crying out loud. First the whole situation with Mold Man being called a jeweler, and now this? These people know less about copyright usage than the people at YouTube. Later on, we meet the Justice League at their apartment, where we hear them talk about their boring, mundane lives. Now, I don't mind getting a little bit of glimpse into their lives for the sake of character development, but most of these scenes just come off as filler, along with the other pointless side plots and interview segments. And the characters' bland and one-dimensional personalities don't help that much either. I think the only one who is somewhat relatable is Barry Allen, but even then he comes off as a little bit blasé at times. And speaking of uninteresting characters, we are introduced to the newest member of the Justice League, Tori, a meteorologist who obtained ice powers after a freak lab accident. Tori tries to save a drowning man, but accidentally freezes the lake in the process. Ah, great. Now this guy's gonna have his legs amputated due to frostbite. Way to go, Tori! The Justice League discovers Tori's whereabouts on television, and they suspect that she might be the Weatherman. Later that night, the Justice League abduct her so they can get some more information out of her regarding the Weatherman. But seeing that they don't have any evidence to support their claim, they decide to let her go, only to have Martian Manhunter disguise himself as Tori's boss so he can stalk her at work. Man, I thought Harvey Weinstein was a creep, but apparently the Justice League took the cake. But of course, the search for the supervillain isn't very long, as Tori makes the shocking discovery that her boss, who looks like a total bad guy, ends up being the Weatherman this whole time. Well, imagine my shock. After telling the Justice League about her discovery, they decide to take her to their secret hideout, where we get to see Martian Manhunter's true form. Honestly, I thought he was the best part in this movie. The actor does a great job portraying him, the makeup looks good for TV movie standards at least, and it's always a joy to see him whenever he's on screen. It's just too bad that we don't get to see him as much. He tells Tori that she should join the Justice League, but she tells him that she doesn't know how to control her powers very well. So, with a little bit of superhero training, complete with wacky cartoony hijinks, she's able to use her powers properly to stop a tsunami from destroying the city. So in the end, the Weatherman is caught, Tori becomes a member of the Justice League, and we finally get a shot for the promotional material. Thank God this didn't went to series, because this movie sucks. Seriously, this movie is so bad, it makes Fantastic Four look like The Dark Knight. The characters have little to no personalities, the movie is chock full of filler moments, and it's just an overall bore fest to sit through. I can forgive the movie for its cheesy effects and costume design, since this was made for TV after all, but my biggest issue with the movie is that it doesn't know what it wants to be. Does it want to be outlandish and campy? Does it want to take itself seriously? It's very hard to tell. Originally, there were plans for a Justice League movie to be set for a 2008 release, but due to creative differences and time constraints, the movie was never put into production. It wasn't very long until the DC Cinematic Universe came into play, which encouraged Warner Bros. To throw their hat in the ring once again. Man, was this a hard movie to get through. But seeing that there is a new Justice League currently in theaters, we can finally put this movie aside and look back at it as a ridiculous relic from the past. Anyway guys, that's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.
So do you think you're the only B-movie reviewer in the world?
Well, no, but...
Mr. Moore, you've become part of a bigger universe, and you don't even know it yet.
Bigger universe? What are you even talking about? And who are you anyway?
I'm Calvin McCarthy from 7th Street Productions, famously known for my movie review series Reference This Film.
Huh.
I'm here to talk about a movie review crossover on a superhero movie starring the Hoff himself.